I'm Nadia, and here's what my routine's been looking like recently. In my experience, this endless loop of the scattered sleep schedule, the distracted work period, and then filling my evenings with media binging as escapism has been plaguing me since I would say my early teens. And it's usually at its worst during stressful situations. And I suppose we could call 2020 a stressful situation. Just slightly. My biggest takeaway from this year that somehow managed to feel both very long and be over rapidly was that we need to be kinder to ourselves and more honest. And honestly, all that time that I spent numbing myself with media and sleep and avoiding working on things that were important to me, yeah, that was a coping mechanism to get through a very challenging year, but it wasn't kind. It was exhausting. And the other night when I was awake at 3:30 in the morning watching some YouTube video, again, kicking myself because I knew that it would be tough to get up for work the next day, I hit a breaking point where I decided that I'm over this and I want to kick this constant procrastination, treat myself better, and work on the things that I have been pushing back for years. And listen, that's not new. I'm sure we've all told ourselves that we're going to be done procrastinating tomorrow, but unlike the times before where I would just tell myself, this time I developed a strategy. Okay, that took an hour and a half longer than anticipated because I set up this janky film setup with my lights and had to figure out how to use my microphone for the first time. But I think I filmed my first intro officially. That's day one.
I'm recording over this because unfortunately the audio got corrupted. Essentially what I was saying here was that the rest of day one I played around and tried the rest of the productivity hacks with my day job after filming that intro, and it felt really fun and new and exciting, but I was feeling very drained because it had been such a full day. I had done things in the evening on top of it, and I was ready to pass out that night. So let's go into the next day.
Y'all, it's been productive. It's 12:30 and I've already managed to work for an hour on the research. I also got two of the big items that I needed to complete for my job out of the way. So it's been good, but one thing is that despite this cup of coffee, I am so tired and drained. I don't think my brain is working. I don't think my brain is used to these levels of efficiency, and I am really struggling to stay focused throughout the morning. So it's my lunch break now, and I'm planning to just hop on my bike for a few minutes, and I'm hoping that that will revitalize me a little bit, just getting some fresh air and sunshine in. Good morning. I almost didn't vlog this because of my perfectionist tendencies, but day 5 did not go as I had wanted to. I wasn't able to stick with the Pomodoro technique throughout my workday, and I definitely got distracted by my phone. And then I've also been trying to get out and get some fresh air each day, but didn't feel like doing that. Ordered fast food, which I wasn't planning to do. It was delicious though. And I just ended up watching YouTube videos. I did have a phone call with my best friend, which was wonderful, but after that I just watched a whole lot of YouTube all evening, which means I went to bed late, even during the moments that I was distracted. Like I was thinking about the challenge, and I was feeling that like looming, that distraction and procrastination can do. But I was lying awake in bed this morning before my alarm went off and thinking about how today is new. And, yesterday I didn't finish as much as I wanted, but today I have things written out for work and for the morning, so I'm just gonna get to it.
5 minutes later.
I just finished up my meditation, and I noticed something almost the entire time. I was thinking about work and the things I didn't do yesterday and that I was gonna do today. And it made me pause, because the whole purpose of this challenge, at least for me, is yes, to be more productive, but the objective behind that is so that I'm not feeling this anxiety, so I'm not thinking about work looming over my shoulders, and I'm able to live more healthily within both my life and enjoy that portion, and then the work portions become more productive and enjoyable. This guilt and shame that I've got around messing up one day and not even the whole day, that's just not it. That's not what we're here for on this channel. So I'm just going to stop kicking myself about it. I think that that's worse than messing up. Like, I'm getting back up again, so there's really no need for this internalized lecturing. Good afternoon, it's day 8 and I am in a new location, staying with some friends while my roomie self-isolates. And yeah, I actually just woke up from a nap during my lunch break because I was up early to set up my desk equipment here, and then had some breakfast with my friend. And I've been working quite intently through the morning and quite productive. The Pomodoro technique just is something that I keep forgetting to do. I'm gonna try it for the afternoon though, but just overall quite a productive morning, and I am feeling refreshed from my nap, so I'm just gonna get back into it.
Few moments later.
And I'm back. Just finished my work day up. I still have to do a half hour of my side project stuff since I didn't do that in the morning. But I wanted to hop in and say that it's been my most productive day yet. I've learned 8 days in that it is a stretch to go in with the expectation that I was suddenly going to take on 5 productivity hacks and implement them no problem. I'm just day 8 learning how to do the Pomodoro method. The priority list writing has been helpful from day 1. The time plotting is kind of shaping itself as I go along, and I learn what routines work best, when I'm the most focused in the day, and what time of the week I want to do certain things, and so on and so forth. Good morning. It's day 10, which is a Saturday, so I got to sleep in and take it slow getting ready. Before I hop onto my laptop and do a little website design, I just wanted to celebrate that it's day 10. I'm a third of the way through, which is so small, but it's 10 days of me working consistently, sort of, at side projects that I have been putting off, and I've accomplished more than I have in months, and that's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm just gonna get designing now, but I wanted to celebrate that little win.
Good afternoon. I am coming back to you on day 16 with a fringe. I convinced my wonderful hairstylist friend that I'm staying with to do this for me. The new look aside, I took a little bit longer to get started this morning. I got started probably around 9:30, and this website design stuff has me feeling stuck, but I kept going. I played around and I've sort of figured out how to edit the animated homepage. I don't know why I thought it was a good idea to be ambitious and get a theme with an animated homepage, but I did that and I'm working around it and I'm figuring it out. Yeah, and work. I was a little bit behind in the time blocking this morning, but we had a meeting from noon to 1, and then I just found myself super honed in and productive. I've noticed I'm always really focused after a meeting. I always feel very fresh and inspired with the ideas that have been discussed. So the best thing for me is just to put that down in writing and start outlining and do my drafts right after I've had a meeting with someone. And that's something that I'm going to do to be a little bit more productive with my work in the future. Good afternoon. It's day 17, 2:30 in the afternoon, and I have not worked on my side stuff yet. Instead, I decided to have breakfast with the friends that I'm temporarily housing with, because I would say that you can be productive at any point in time, but time with loved ones is a limited treasure. So remember that. And I'm just going to have to hop back into my side project work after work, readjusting that schedule a little bit. And that's fine. But one thing I will say, maybe because I'm early to the editing game, but editing is really fun.
The next day.
I just finished editing, and I know that I said editing was fun yesterday, but editing this evening was so hard. It was so discouraging. This video is just a jumble, and I just don't know how I can salvage it, but I started rewatching some footage from my vlogs, and day 8 me told me to take things one thing at a time and not to have exceedingly high expectations. So I can't expect that this is going to be some aesthetic e-girl video for my first YouTube video ever, and so soon into editing it. So I hope I can scrap it together. If I can, then here's the final product. You're watching it. But day 17, I feel discouraged and then encouraged by old me.
Wow.
Is meowing in the background, and it is a gorgeous sunny day. I woke up nice and early, got a cuddle with the cat because it's my last day staying with these friends. My roommate's almost done his quarantine, so I'm gonna miss her. And yeah, I've worked more on my website. A lot of the website copy is now done. I actually ended up doing some research today and looking through the theme developers support articles, which, could have done before, but that's just too logical. Have to figure it out as I go. Oh my goodness. Quick break, quick intermission for a cat butt, apparently. Yes, I know. You have a lot to say too. There's no more food here, BB. I don't know if she wants food or attention, but Either way, I can relate. So anyways, I got to work on the website. I'm feeling okay about it now. The website's actually become a really good distraction after my disappointment with the video editing a couple of days ago, but I'll get back to that once I'm home because I can upload my videos into the backup drive. And yeah, work has been good. I found that even though yesterday was pretty draining, I was able to end my day off with some of the simpler tasks that I needed to do. And that's been a great way for me to get what I need to done is, earlier in the day or right after an inspiring meeting, I push myself. And then towards the end of the day, I do tasks that require a little bit less brain power if I can. So that is that. I have a feeling that the next time I check in with you, it's going to be a lot less bright because we're going to be back at my place. So see you on the other side.
Find out what it is. We're not burning anything.
Too late, ma'am. Roof is still set the castle on fire.
It's day 21, I believe. I'm home and back to regular scheduled programming and doing chores and not being a house guest that gets to cuddle a cat all day long. But yeah, I was up a little late last night catching up with my roomie because it has been a minute since we've seen each other. So that was time well spent. I ended up waking up and I've noticed that making things as easy as you possibly can for yourself when it comes to getting those important tasks out of the way on the daily is recommended. For example, I'm building out my website on my phone and we'll see how the website turns out. But just in terms of the web copywriting, I like to write in my notes section on my phone, and I've just been copying and pasting right into the page builder on WordPress. And that's been working great for me. When it comes to more detailed design, I'll do it from a desktop, of course, but this has been working. I'm just like stay in bed, do my writing for half an hour, and yeah, it's been great.
Everyone, it is day 30 and I made it to the very end of this challenge. Well, just about. It's the afternoon. Did I wake up early and do a 7:30 work session? No. I apparently fell off on doing that for the last half week of this challenge, but you know what? Still completing it, still doing my 30 minutes. So I do have a lot of work to do, so I'm gonna finish that up. But yeah, I am going to put aside at least 30 or 40 minutes just to start to look through some of the footage and review my website, the blogs that I've written and the writing that I've done, and just do like a little, audit of what I've accomplished this challenge, and then I'll check in with y'all.
Hello again. Let's adjust ya. Hi. So it has been a couple of seconds for you, but as might be indicated by my complete change in scenery, it's been a few months that have passed for me. I know. However, I have returned to make my concluding remarks. So let's get into it. Did I succeed in this challenge? And to that, I would say, sort of. Have I completely eliminated my procrastination? Absolutely not. Much to my chagrin, 30 days of trying 5 productivity hacks did not turn me into a productivity robot who wakes up at 5 a.m., drinks celery juice, and then finishes all of her to-do list items every single day. Yeah, that was disappointing. But I have since recovered and realized that this challenge got me working on creative projects that I have been pushing back for many years. It's also allowed me to try out different hacks and habits to implement in my personal and work life. And in the time since filming, I have actually kept a couple of those hacks, and they have really helped me navigate moving, tax season, and some other personal life circumstances that have whirlwinded through, as tends to happen in life sometimes. Oh, and also the fact that you are watching this video would mean that I have accomplished my biggest objective with the creative work, which was posting this video. So yes, it was a bit belated after the challenge, but that's still a win in my book. Some takeaways from this challenge. First one, before getting into something like this, ask yourself if you even really care to, because quite frankly, it is a decent amount of work to try and restructure the way that you do things. I was getting tired of my patterns, and I did genuinely want to start working on creative things and being more productive at work so that I would have more personal time where I wasn't stressed about work things. So it was worth the change for me. But if you're chilling, you're vibing, it's treating you well, then keep at it, my friend. It's really about whether or not this is worth it for you. Don't expect overnight change. I think I touched on this during my vlogging, day 8 or something, but I had kind of gone into it very rigorous, 7 a.m. wake up expectation, thinking that I would publish a website and finish a video and it totally transformed the way that I work, and I was quite mistaken. It has taken me some time, and I'm still learning how to do some of these things and get better with my time management. So take it day by day and appreciate the long-term changes rather than doing something cold turkey and expecting things to be done overnight. Unless you have an essay due tomorrow, in which case, very good luck, and probably recommend getting started on that after you click out of this video. Prioritize your must-dos versus your nice-to-dos. Pick a top 3 of must-dos. That's much more realistic. And then if you have time to do the nice-to-dos, great. If not, then you accomplish what you needed to that day. It makes things a lot less stressful because you don't have this gigantic list that feels urgent. You can just do a couple of things at a time. Number 4, be honest with yourselves. For example, if you are taking a 10-minute break and you know that you'll get very distracted by a platform, let's say YouTube, then I wouldn't recommend hopping on that platform during your 10 minutes. Wait until after you've done what you've needed to do, and then you can enjoy that platform. Number 5 is set your environment up to make things as seamless as possible for you. For me, that was sometimes working directly from my phone. It was tidying up my desk. It was writing that list of priorities the night before so it would be there and ready for me the next morning and I wouldn't feel as rushed. There are so many things that we can do to make our lives a hell of a lot easier. 6, not all of these hacks will be up your alley. I clearly did not stick to the Pomodoro. If you're trying something out and it's just not working with your lifestyle or your scheduling, or you're just not enjoying it, scrap it, try something new, stick with the stuff that works. And the 7th and final point is when you're trying to shift and change your time management or trying anything new really, is be kind to yourself and take care of yourself during the process. After day 6, where I had my little meltdown, and then I recovered and decided that I would be gentler with myself moving forward, it just made the process so much easier, so much more fun. And I started taking little breaks when I needed to, making myself some pasta when I needed to, and started to take little walks in the evenings just to kind of sign off from the day's work and clear my head. It was all just so good for my mind and my sanity while I was shifting and adjusting and being very busy with all of these hacks and work and life going on in the background. So be gentle and make sure that you're hydrating when you're going through and trying to be productive. Would I recommend this challenge? My answer again is sort of. As I have kind of indicated throughout my conclusion, for myself, implementing a challenge where I try 5 hacks all at once and have an early morning routine suddenly after over a year of sleeping in and just chilling out. It was fun for a YouTube video. It was a cool way to get me started on the creative endeavors that I wanted to, but quite frankly, it was a stretch. And I couldn't stick to it by the book every single day of that month, and I think that it would be challenging for anybody else that works a full-time job, is maybe in school, or has a family to take care of. It's just not realistic. So what I would recommend is doing this challenge, but in kind of like a light version, if you will. I'd say read about the 5 hacks. I've got them linked down below, and a little blog article about my experience. Maybe pick 1 or 2 that sound interesting to you and try implementing those. Like them, keep them. If you don't, swap them out for something else. And I think even just giving yourself a shot at trying these hacks gives you the opportunity to work on the things that you have been putting off. And just getting started is the first and most significant hurdle with a lot of these types of things for us procrastinators. And if you've made it this far, thank you. It's been a journey for me, so thanks for sticking around up until the end. I really do appreciate that. If you enjoyed these shenanigans and you want to follow me along for more, I would love if you'd subscribe to this channel. If you have your own experiences with procrastination or you're procrastinating something right now, feel free to rant about it a little in the comment section. Have you tried any of the hacks? Anything that is your go-to to avoid procrastination? I would love to hear from you. And yeah, I'll catch you in my next one. Thanks again for watching. Bye.